Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another edition of Tru Picks, where we talk about everything that happens in the NFL. We talk about the games, we talk about the hirings, the firings, our thoughts, our opinions on all of the changes. And there was a lot of changes this week as two teams in the AFC and two teams in the NFC stamped their journey would continue. They stamped that their journey would continue in the 2025 playoffs. And man, a lot of things happened, a lot of things to talk about. And of course, when we are talking about them, we're talking about myself, we're talking about Chase. Sir, how are you doing this fine evening?
How am I doing, John? Come on, we just signed.
Well, hold on. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I got goosebumps. I'm feeling like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson after like 8 bottles of Terramana. Let's go, bro. Come on. I got the Coke Zero going. You know, I'm feeling it. I was all like, I shouldn't be drinking soda this late. It's not part of my diet and regimen. And I'm spoiling myself tonight.
Well, you know, there was a lot.
You doubted it last week. You said it's not going to happen.
there's a lot for you to be spoiled about, sir, because of course a few days after our show last week it was your birthday, so happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Of course we're going to cover the special birthday gift that Jim Harbaugh got for you, but
best birthday gift ever.
Before we get into all of that, let's talk about the games that were. And yeah, that's a interesting turn of events. We'll I think, you know what, obviously because of the bias of one of the co-hosts, we'll get to the first game last. But what were the things that stood out to you from, let's start with Seahawks and Niners?
Man, this Seahawks defense, it can just kick your ass, man. Filled with tremendous players, veterans. I keep forgetting DeMarcus Lawrence is on that roster. Like, I know he's on it, but I'm like, oh yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence, he's there. It's just like, what a unit this defense is. And when the offense just does enough, and oh my goodness. So it showed what happens when K9, he can just when you let K9 be K9, oh man, this is a tough team to stop. Very impressed with that Seahawks win. They went in there and they shellacked the 49ers. I thought the Niners, it was just, you know, they were just playing with a lot of house money, and I thought they were going to come in with much more fire. No, just nothing. Had no answers for that Seahawks defense. Seattle offense was just running all over them, and very, very impressed with the Seattle Seahawks. They looked really, really good, and quite potentially for most people are the favorites to not only make the Super Bowl, but probably win the Super Bowl for most people. So I was just very impressed with them. They got Purdy out of sorts really early, because Purdy, the thing with Purdy is that he's a good quarterback, but once you kind of get Purdy rattled just a little bit, like, and I'm not talking about Purdy's known for like, oh, he'll throw an interception and then he'll just forget about it and he'll do good. But it's not just Purdy throwing an interception. It's where like Purdy's just getting hit, and then another interception. Then when Purdy kind of rattles like that, it's hard for Purdy to, you know, overcome. Then it was like McCaffrey, everything in his body that was trying to keep it together. It was just this game. It was just like the body was like, sorry, Christian, we can't. Not today.
I tried for you. That was
no amount of weird stretches on the sideline will save you this game, buddy.
Dude, I mean, I gotta give credit where it's due. The Niners, for this whole season, it feels as though they, you know, we talked about this during the season preview, how much of a from a strength of schedule perspective, the Niners had a relatively easy path, one of the easiest in the entire league. But you still got to play the games. And once they started playing the games, it seemed as though they just could not get out of their own way when it came to injuries, including injuries to Brock Purdy, and you have to get Mac Jones in there. But as we will cover later, the Mac Jones being there proved the importance of a quality backup quarterback. And they were able to get here. And credit where it's credit is due. They did what they needed to do to get here. It's just, eventually you're just going to run into the wall of what happens when you have that many injuries. Mm-hmm. And man, those Seahawks, to your point, they looked really good. And I want to know what's going to happen, because George Holani, who is RB3. He technically RB3. He's been on IR for a while. Now Zach Charbonnet seems as though he's done for the season. That's a lot of pressure on K9, and he performed admirably in this game against the Niners, but there's a reason why they wanted Charbs and in the first place when Pete Carroll was still there, and under the new regime, they haven't tried to trade him to a RB needy team. It's because it's nice to have somebody like that to spell K9. And now you're losing that. And yeah, you're going to have people from the practice squad and so on and so forth, or you may be able to sign somebody, but it's still not somebody like Zach Charbonnet, who one has the skill set, has the ability to do all those things, and two, has the knowledge already of the system. So that's going to be something to pay attention to. We'll be getting to that in our preview, but I got to say, this Patriots-Texans game, that was super intriguing from the perspective of the Texans, because it's like, I think around halftime, you knew with the number of interceptions that was just going back and forth. Yeah, Drake May was fumbling, but you knew that this was going to be a loss for the Texans. Like, it was going to require something super heroic from the Texans defense, and they just could not bail out CJ Stroud. And where I'm going with this is, for the Texans, you have to now figure out what is the future. Because, yeah, you can say Nico Collins wasn't there, right? But that goes back to what I've been saying for a while, the idea that CJ Stroud is a Nico Collins merchant. So if you need to if you are the Texans front office, you have to decide now whether or not you're going to give CJ Stroud the big contract, whether he has earned it, because he has had multiple flameout situations in big games and has cost the Texans the season when it comes to some of these situations. And it's ironic that after last year with what happened, to bring up bad memories, like with the Herbert game, but now that the Texans are in a very similar situation where it's like, this is a really, really good quarterback, but can they get over the hump? Can they get the job done? Now, I personally would put Herbert above Stroud. So, not to cast any aspersions on Herbie there. It's more the idea that if you're the Texans, do you build around this guy or not? And ultimate irony, if you're the Panthers, you gotta be overjoyed, because however bad Bryce Young has looked, he's been looking better and better, especially this year. And now what you have, Ted McMillan, he has proven that you can kind of build around him. You have he has earned a contract.
Oh, yeah.
You could argue that CJ Stroud has played himself out of a long-term, I'm talking about a 4 or 5 year contract extension. You could argue Bryce, even if the price point isn't a Josh Allen $55 million or Burrow $55 million, even if it's like a $40 million price point or even 35 per year, you could argue Bryce has played himself into the contract, and you could argue that Stroud has played himself out of the contract. So this is going to be a fascinating offseason if you are the Houston Texans. And maybe there's the argument, hey, you let Higgins and Jalen Noel have another year to develop. They were rookies. They were supposed to be wire 2 and 3. And then you get maybe Tank Dell back and in some kind of a support role. And maybe, you draft an O-line and a better running back because Chubb can't get the job done. And some of those Woody Marks advanced metrics not looking good. But the Texans, they're going to have a lot of decisions to make this offseason, some really, really big ones that will affect the future of the franchise. What are your thoughts? I mean, obviously, I know the bias that you have with Bryce Young, generally speaking, and the Bama quarterbacks, but how do you feel about the Texans front office and the decisions that they're going to have to make?
Yeah, they have to make some huge decisions because in that draft as well, they drafted Will Anderson. And obviously they traded up for Will Anderson. Will Anderson's going to get the money that he rightfully deserves. He's played very, very well in his 4 years. You're definitely not putting the blame on Will Anderson for his efforts on defense. But CJ Stroud on offense has just regressed. He has just not shown any progression. We just said, oh, maybe it's a sophomore slump. But this whole year, it's just been up and down with CJ Stroud. There's probably only 2 games that you can point to where you're that's the CJ Stroud I know. That's the quarterback that I talked about, that I was saying, oh, this is one of the best pure passers in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that guy anymore. He's just not that guy anymore, unfortunately. And that's it showed in this game. Like I forgot who said it, but someone said that all you got to do is cover the left side of the field, and then this guy can't throw. And then it's like, yeah, like I've noticed that. Like CJ Stroud can only throw right; he can't throw left anymore if you cover it. And then if you have to force him to throw, no, you have to force him to throw left. If you cover the right side of the field and force him to throw left, he's bad. And I've noticed that. Like he's just not good at throwing it to the left side. And CJ Stroud, there was a lot of things about him, a lot of things that like people like about him. I like his accuracy. I think he has a good arm. I like a lot of things about him, and it's just like, dang, it kind of sucks seeing him kind of regress to this point where we're talking about like Bryce Young could make more money than him, or Bryce Young has shown the improvements. Like Bryce Young has been through hell and back, and is with, let's just be honest, a shittier team. Like he doesn't have the weapons. Like, and keep in mind, the Texans, this is like, again, they scapegoat the offensive coordinator. They it was Bobby Solik's fault. Yeah, they said, oh no, like just didn't show any progression. They grabbed someone from the McVay coaching tree. They have him as the offensive coordinator. And there's sometimes where the Texans offense, it looks like it's good, and then there's times where the Texans offense, it just would stop, but they they drafted 2 receivers high from the same school, the 2 Iowa State kids high, because they were the receiver room. We lost our speedster and Take Dell. He's probably out, and probably hopefully he can play football again, but most likely won't see another snap in the NFL based off his injury and his size and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you did a lot for him, and there's just no progression. Yeah, sure, missing a Joe Mixon hurts. Like not having a guy like Joe Mixon, who's a great running back, and we don't know what his situation is.
See, that's the thing. Like, Nico Collins, no Dalton Schultz, technically speaking, no Joe Mixon, but they knew that well in advance.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. It's like what Kate Stover was his tight end in college.
Yeah,
like how much more help do you not how much more help, but it's like what caveats are we supposed to keep giving before you got to face the noise? Because 2026 is the last year you're technically under contract. They would have to exercise a 5th-year option, and they'd have to tell you beforehand that they're going to exercise that 5th-year option. So
yeah, because I'm sure CJ Stroud was hoping, in better circumstances, because let's be real, the Patriots were almost trying to give this game to the Texans. They were like, no, we're not ready. We're not ready. Like Vrabel was like trying to say, we're not ready. It's all right. This team needs more adversity. It can't be this easy. Come on, Drake, just fumble. Like it really was telling us. Like the way when I was watching that game, I'm like, yeah, like the Texans are going to win, because it just seems like the Patriots are in their own way right now. But then the Texans were like, hold on a minute. We can get in the way better than you guys can. And it was just like, man, when you have that great defense, that elite defense, and you're just wasting it because your offense can't do anything, but yet you have a quarterback that literally can do the things that we know he can do. It's just like, what's the disconnect here? Or like, what do they need? And I don't know what they need. I honestly don't, because he has everything he needs. The offensive line, yes, is not the best, but it's better than a lot of other quarterbacks' offensive lines. I believe the Texans finished like 15th overall with the offensive line. And
he had one of the better time to throws this weekend.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just one of those things with CJ Stroud. I hope he figures it out and stuff, but like you gotta be one of those brand deals got people like kicking yourselves like, fuck, dude, like this guy, like poor Bryce Young lost all his sponsorships, and then CJ Stroud is over here still like when they show that underdog commercial, like, how far should I pick you? CJ goes higher. No, I'm going lower every time, bro. The only thing I'm choosing for higher for you is interceptions.
If you're so you want Bryce Young to be the face of Applebee's? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, he is with Dan Campbell.
No, it's CJ Stroud. I'm saying it's Stroud right now. I'm saying, do you want Bryce?
Wasn't Bryce Young in the Applebee's commercial? I remember his dumbass was in Applebee's.
To your point, he might have lost it.
Yeah.
I only see CJ Stroud in Applebee's commercials now.
Yeah, and one of the earlier ones, he's like, yeah, man, I like the $5 any deal and stuff. He was all like, he looked like a waiter too, which like fucked up. I was like, God damn, bro, he looks like a waiter. Well, Applebee's.
Let's turn to a team where one quarterback has a sleep mattress endorsements, and the other one, I don't really think it, which is surprising. Even in here, like local ads, I don't really see that too many. In Caleb Williams and John Matthew Stafford, the Rams came to town and man, this was a fascinating game, right? This was a really fast, and I think what was interesting to me was it showed that Ben Johnson, for all his strengths, brings with him some weaknesses, and the weaknesses are that he is still a Detroit Lions mindset of we're gonna go for it on fourth down, whether it's right or wrong. And it's like it's wild to me because it's like you know, these are things that you can do during the regular season because there's gonna be a game in the next week. They're not things you can do in the playoffs because you don't know you're earning another game next week. And it's just one of those situations that it comes across as though you think you're invincible. And yes, you should think that, but you also have to do things that allow you to get to the next week. And it's like, okay, well, don't go for it on fourth down because you don't know if you're going to get it. Like, take the points when the points are right there in front of you. It would have made a bit of a difference because over time, that allows you to play more comfortably. Like, that allows you to do the things that you want to do, the weird trick plays and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I think you saw a little bit in one of you may have seen it in you know, because God bless you, you joined the media chat, which just goes a mile a minute. But there was that whole conversation about Caleb Williams' throw on that ridiculous one to Cole Kmet. Oh. And it's like, or was it Cole Kmet or Loveland? Either way, it was
Cole Kmet. Loveland got hurt during that drive.
Like, yes, credit where it's due. This guy can make wicked throws from the perspective of arm strength, but like, it's the same thing that I was saying about Anthony Richardson. It's not accuracy. Like, he just happened to be able to chuck it up because he's good in the sense of like the physical talent. And Cole Kmet happened to be able to come down with it. Like, it's not like there's a large amount of luck, the pure dumb luck that's involved in making that throw. And it's like, yes, credit where it's due, but I'm always talking about the consistency. Where's the consistency in Caleb Williams? And it's like, it's there, but it's not at the same time. And they could have easily won this game had they played a little bit more conservative and had they tried to do the things like the layups. But what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I thought the Rams defensively, they did a good job adapting to the Bears' offense and slowed them down in the second half. But the play calling in the second half of the Rams, I don't know what was going on with McVay. He was playing it way too safe. I know, but he was playing it way too safe. It was just very, very weird. But yeah, Ben Johnson, like, I understand you want to keep the Rams defense honest. I understand you want to try to, you know, show that you're here to play with the big boys. But take your points. Take your 3 points. Those 6 points that he left off the board, huge momentum shifts. And I understand the weather conditions and stuff, but Cairo Santos has been perfect since like kicking at Soldier Field. So why don't you just trust in him and see if he can make that kick? It was just something that it was just very, very dumb on Ben Johnson's part. But it was a fun, entertaining game. It was definitely I would say it was the game of the weekend, to be honest. Like in terms of watchability, Broncos and Bills, there's some sloppy stuff, but Bears and Rams, that was like one of the most fun games, one of the best 4 quarters. Like, it was intense. But yeah, like the Rams, like they definitely are probably one of the best teams in the NFL for sure. But there's some things about them where it's just frustrating to watch it because you know that this team can do much better. But this game was not their best game. And so hopefully for the Seahawks, we see what we saw that first Thursday night battle and that Thursday night battle between them and not what we saw this past week. Because if we saw this past week, I'm sorry, Seattle's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Which, of course, leads us to the first game of the weekend. My game of the weekend, because I'm biased. But okay, for starters, that was an interception, not a catch.
Yeah, I know Bills fans are very upset about that.
I'm going to start with that because he didn't have control of the ball as he went to the ground. And the ground, one, can't help you. And two, if McMillan hadn't been there and he hits the ground and the ball pops out, we would not say, oh, but when he hit the ground, he had control of the ball. No, it would be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and also if you watch it in super slow-mo, Cooks does catch it, right, in his chest. But McMillan also gets his hands on it So it becomes a simultaneous catch. So it pretty much was like a catch for the defense. So it became simultaneous. Even if that was my Chargers, I would say, God damn it, dude, what a fucking cat, what an interception. I would even say that. Like I understand Buffalo fans, they're used to pain and torture.
I've already seen some like Buffalo fan pages or whatever starting Cooks caught it.
Wasn't it the Bears and Rams game where they were saying like, oh, how is that not an interception and stuff?
Because like, it was a completely different situation.
Yeah, because Devontae Adams' knee was down and then the ball got ripped off. This was like Cooks was falling down.
It's not even McMillan got his hands on the ball. You don't even need Devontae Adams' knee to be down. He catches the ball and he's continuing to run with it. And they're latching onto him, and they take a couple steps before he goes down. So he's making football moves, and then his knee goes down. Yeah. So like and the thing is, he catches it while he's standing upright. This is a catch in the air coming down. That's when the ground becomes relevant as to whether or not he controls it hitting the ground.
Yeah, the only thing is like, McDermott also didn't do a good job on trying to like force the refs to look at it to see if it was an incompletion. Like he didn't try to force a review at all out of them. He literally was just like resigned the fact. He just took a timeout and then like he didn't even like get upset or mad. He just looked confused that it happened.
I mean, you could tell like McMillan knew what he hadn't caught the ball. So I'm sorry, not McMillan, but Cooks. Cooks knew he didn't.
Yeah,
you could tell from his body.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like, if you're Sean McDermott, you should have fought to see if you could have got that to be an incomplete pass. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was incomplete. I'm just saying like that's what you should have been arguing. You shouldn't have been arguing with the refs. Oh, was that an interception? Argue the fact that did it touch the ground? Like, could it be incomplete? Because like, who knows with reviews and stuff like that. But honestly, man, I really thought they were gonna. I thought they were gonna hose you on that if they did a review. I really thought, I'm like, this is the way the Bills get into the. I was like, no.
And the next thing, on the first of the two pass interference calls, maybe it might have been ticky-tack, but one, the penalty was going to be for 17 yards. So, okay, like ticky-tack, that's the one. Two, the penalty was going to be for 17 yards, and they declined a roughing the passer call from Joey Bosa that would have been 15 yards. Either way, the ball was moving forward. It was going to be a first down for Denver. And a 2-yard difference wasn't going to be that relevant. And last but not least, the dog shit thing the terrible shit that happened to my quarterback would not have happened if they had been calling holding penalties correctly the entire game, including one that in overtime would have caused a safety. I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? It's not even one Allen's in the end zone, and two. So if
the guards in the end zone that was holding that, the defensive tackle.
If the hold hadn't been there, I think it was on Cooper. If the hold isn't there, Cooper's sacking him in the end zone. And because he is being held, the hold is happening in the end zone. I'm like, how is this not? And yes, I get it. There was also a DPI no call on Riley Moss that was like that sideline touchdown throw that would have put the ball at the 1 yard line. Maybe Cooks punches it in, or better yet, they do the Josh Allen to the left because he always goes to the left. But like, yes, that could have changed the game, but there were plenty of other non-hold calls that they did not call on Buffalo that allowed them to be able to move the ball down the field multiple times. But either way, the long story less long, the Broncos beat the Bills and then had one of the most Pyrrhic victories I've ever seen because Bo Nix on the second to last or third to last play.
Second to last. It was on the QB kneel.
Oh, the QB kneel. He fractures his ankle. And today, Tuesday, January 20th, he had the surgery. So he's done for the season. This is one of the most frustrating things I've ever had to deal with as a Broncos fan, because it's like it's one thing, like, no offense, like it's one thing for like to lose Rashawn Slater before the season starts. It's another thing to have games with Joe Alt and then you lose him. This is a completely different situation to be in the playoffs, going to the AFC title game, and then you lose not like a left tackle, a right tackle, a wide receiver, a middle linebacker, a cornerback, whatever. You lose the quarterback. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are they supposed to do? I mean, yes, Stidham is going to be the guy. And yes, this is going to be absolutely terrible to see what could potentially happen. Like, this could easily turn into a blowout for the Patriots. But this is what I was getting at when I was saying last week about, did the Patriots beat somebody, right? The Chargers, no offense, weren't able to put up complimentary football. The Texans weren't able to put up complimentary offensive football. They just had a guy who kept giving the ball to the other team. Now, the Patriots are potentially just going to have to beat up on a backup quarterback. Like, this is one of the easiest cakewalks, potentially, to the Super Bowl that I've seen in a very long time. And it's ridiculous. Like, that part pisses me off more than anything, because like, after all the talk about whether the Denver's a fraud or not, they beat the Bills. Like, what more do you want from them? They beat the Bills. The guy got them to the AFC title game. I'd like, if anybody wants to call this guy fraudulent or whatever, he did the same thing that Jaden Daniels did last year. He's just not going to play in the AFC title game, which Jaden Daniels played and lost. So, all right, cool. But he has now gone as far as the rookie of the year last year and farther than every other quarterback from that draft class. It's him, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels. Caleb Williams couldn't get the job done against the Rams. And let's not even get started on J.J. McCarthy and Michael Penix Jr. So, yeah. That pissed me off.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too. Like you beat this, you come in, everyone's doubting you. Bo Nix has a good game. Josh Allen has one of the worst games he's ever had. Like, let's be real. Bills fans want to blame anyone, blame Josh Allen. That fumble before halftime pretty much changed the whole game. If Josh Allen doesn't fumble, like, my one complaint with Josh Allen, and I've been on record on here saying he's one of the best, if not the best player in the NFL, is that he tries to do too much sometimes. He tries to be Superman. And sometimes, Josh, you don't need to be Superman. You just need to be Josh. You just got to be the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. You don't have to put everything on your shoulders. And that was one of those Josh Allen was trying to put everything on his shoulders type play. And let's be real, no offense to the competition, this was his easiest road to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Easiest road. We had Tony Romo last week said Bills and Jags, this is for the Super Bowl. He said that. He said that last week, 2 weeks ago, I guess I should say. And I knew, I was like, bro, I can't trust a guy that's been 0 and whatever to win 3 road games in a row. I don't care who they're against. And against a Broncos defense that kind of poses the problems of defenses that Josh Allen has struggled with, that if you just have a good pass rush, he struggles against those defenses. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can blame non-calls, you can blame the interception, you can blame pass interference calls. But ultimately, number 17 is to blame for this loss, too.
You can't turn the ball over 4 times.
Yeah, 4 turnovers. And I know one of those, everyone's going to say, well, one of those is like, yeah, but guess what? That one where the interception / whatever you guys want to argue, that happened, it wouldn't have happened if he didn't fumble before halftime. If you guys kept the ball, kept momentum, and just had it where the Broncos couldn't play the game that they wanted to play. It's not like Sean Payton. Like, I'll be honest, Sean Payton, it's not like he called a great game. He did not call that.
No, he absolutely did not.
He literally had, like, Bo Nix had to make some incredibly gutsy throws on a lot of 3rd and 7 situations to win that football game for them. And the athletic playmakers showed up when they need to show up to score touchdowns for them. The Bills, they just got in their own way, and we'll be talking about it soon enough. That's why a certain man is no longer a head coach there.
Yeah, he's up there at the podium going like, I'm standing up for Buffalo. And it's like, buddy, call out because the thing is what's convenient is if it wasn't for this interception, they would have to talk about Josh Allen shit in the bed. But now, because of that interception, they're able to hang their hat on that and say, well, if that had gone our way, we would have won the game.
You know, I said this to my friends. Josh Allen has Phillip Rivers' career, but with Peyton Manning's PR. Because this is how people treated Peyton in Indianapolis, where it was never Peyton's fault. Yeah, dude, that's how it was. Bro, remember before they played Chicago and Miami? They were like, oh, if only if it wasn't raining, it would just be a better chance for Peyton. Like, bro, what, we're making excuses for the Super Bowl for this guy? Like, what are we doing? Like, that's how it is with Josh Allen right now. Where I can understand why there's fans who hate Josh Allen because he gets all this, like people will say, "Oh, Herbert is protected by the nerds in the media, in the media." I'm like, bro, Josh Allen gets way more protected than Herbert. Like, I admit, like Herbert against the Texans was piss poor. I was pissed at his performance. I said Phil Rivers would never have that type of performance against a top defense like that. Like 4 interceptions. Herbert, yeah, he could have done more in this game against the Patriots 2 weeks ago. But let's be real, everyone can admit, yeah, his O-line fucking sucked dick. And then when you watch the tape and you're like, oh, yeah, he literally had no time. And then you just remember that he had a broken left hand and he was playing through that. You kind of give Herbert props for being tough. Did he lose the game? Yeah, absolutely. Herbert lost the game. Absolutely. I'm not saying like, oh, it was all this fault. No, Herbert lost the game because he wasn't able to, decide to make quicker throws or be more commanding in the huddle. That's his fault for how they lost to the Patriots. But Josh Allen, this game, I can point to the plays. I'm like, this is 17's fault. This ain't anyone else's fault. To be honest.
One of the other parts of it that's frustrating for when we talk about like the defense of Allen is like, wait a minute, buddy. Like, yeah, I get that your receiving room was hurt, but the 3 receivers that you had were your 3 starting receivers. Like, it's Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, and Brandon Cooks. And sure, maybe we can argue that Keon Coleman has not been really the starting wide receiver too, but like that's still a top of the second round pick. On top of that, like you still had James Cook who went for 117 rushing yards. Like what do we do? Like they ran the ball 183 yards. Denver ran the ball 70 yards, and Bo Nix was the leading rusher.
Yeah.
Like that's like at some point I can't give you excuses anymore. You're talking about a situation where you like time of possession favored you to the point that Denver had the ball for 29 minutes.
Yeah,
Bills had the ball for almost 41 minutes.
Yeah, because Denver had the quick strike touchdowns with Mims and stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of Sean Payton didn't call a good game at all. Like Sean Payton like was doing his little screen shit, his stick routes, all that other crap. Right. And then when it was 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, what did Bo Nix have to do? He had to make a tremendous play. Bo Nix was dealing this game. Like it was a really good game for Bo Nix. He tapped into his inner Joe Flacco where he's like, fuck it, you guys are gonna play man. Guess what? I know your defense likes to play handsy. I'm just gonna throw it. And if they throw a flag, they throw a flag. That's literally what you do sometimes against man defenses, where you say to yourself, I'm gonna trust my guy to beat his man. But not only that, I'm going to trust the fact that the cornerback, they're so nervous because they can't track the ball or they haven't tracked the ball that they're going to go overhead. Like, why are you playing man defense like this? Like, you don't have to play man defense like that. Like, especially when you know, like, you don't have guys that can keep up. Like, did you not see when Marvin Mims burned you 2 times in that game? Like, did you not? Oh, yeah, this guy's fat. If you want to play man, how about we play man against Sutton? Because you know Sutton's not a burner and he's just going to try to out-physical you. Play man against Pat Bryant. Play man against the other receiver. Marvin Mims, you shouldn't play man in. You should always have a safety and someone else to pass off to the safety, and then have that guy play like a deep shallow, and then later on the safety tries to make sure Mims is not going to catch him. That's how you beat him.
That's where you switch to single high.
Yeah, exactly. Or you just have it where you play zone on one side, man on the other. You can do that. It's not a novel concept. Some coaches do this and stuff, but the Bills, they were so. Because they know if you give Bo Nix some time in the pocket, I'm not a Bo Nix defender or anything like that. I'm literally just trying to tell you. In that game, they realize if we give this motherfucker time in the pocket, he is going to find it and he's going to throw it. And they couldn't. So they had to switch to man blitzes to get Bo Nix out of rhythm. Bo Nix realized this, and Bo Nix said, fuck it. I have a big arm. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. Sometimes it doesn't. But if you're going to leave my guys one-on-one, I'm going to trust my guys one-on-one. And I'm also going to trust the fact that your defenders are going to make mistakes. And that's what happened. He just threw it up there, and he either trusted his guy was going to catch it, or he was trusting that the defenders would make mistakes. And Tre'Davious White made a mistake. He clearly pinned down the arm. This was the second pass interference call. If you got the first one, yes, ticky-tacky. But guess what? It didn't matter. Joey Bosa does what Joey Bosa does best. I know this as a Chargers fan. Stupid, roughing the passer, pushing the quarterback down. No reason to ever push Bo Nix down. Had no reason to do that at all. At all. But
dude,
yeah,
that second PI call, he's colliding with Mims like
no,
in air.
Yeah,
no, what are you doing?
Like he literally slows him down by like tackling him. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Mims would have caught that for a touchdown. Like this is what I'm trying to say to it. It's like the Bills fans, I get it. You're upset. I understand. Like I understand. This was your best chance at making it and winning the Super Bowl, and especially with what you had. But the thing was, the way that it happened, you have to blame 17 for leaving points off the board, and you got to blame your defense for not adjusting. You guys were controlling this game. This game was dominated by you, and you guys had 4 turnovers. And honestly, Denver didn't even capitalize on those 4 turnovers as much because they should have scored more. It is what it is. Y'all lost. We lose football games and stuff like that. But
don't be sore loser.
I just hate when it's like, especially when it's like, there's always like one play people blame, and it's just like, and they think that one play changes like everything. It's like, yes, the game of football is inches, but that one play doesn't erase 60 minutes of film that you have to your disposal that you can watch. Or if you can't have access, watch a full game that someone uploaded on YouTube. You can watch the full game. You can, like, it's like, for example, the Zay Flowers scene against the Chiefs. Well, Zay Flowers, just threw that, just didn't fumble there. Okay, so we're going to miss the fact that Lamar overthrew Rashad Bateman wide open. We're going to miss the fact that Lamar threw an interception in the second quarter that when it was in the red zone. Like, we're going to forget those plays. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if can't forget about everything that happened throughout the 60-minute game. If
Allen doesn't overthrow Kincaid or Knox, whichever one of them it was. Like, it's, and credit to my guy. Credit to the captain. That Mims ball comes after he's fractured his ankle.
Yeah.
So credit where it's due. He's planting on that foot. And sure, adrenaline is what it is, but like, he was in pain. He just didn't fully understand he was in pain. But
like I just feel it's like, I get it. Like, it's like, how many times are we just going to give the Bills excuses and stuff? Like the Chiefs and the Chiefs one still is the one where it's like, hey, we didn't tell you guys to leave Patrick Mahomes with Tyreek Hill at his peak time on the clock. Like you guys should know this, that there's Patrick Mahomes and at this time, Tyreek Hill at his peak, fastest player in the fucking league. And John, what did they do? Something similar. They played man-to-man defense like fucking idiots. What did they do in the game that they lost last year? I don't know, when who got injured? Kyer Elam, or like he had to come in for one of them came in or something like that. Someone got injured. Someone had to come in. Playing man-to-man defense when you know this guy's getting fucking torched. This is on you, and this is why the guy who's the coach is no longer the coach. It just is.
Before we get into that, because that's where I wanted to go after this. Before we get to the previews of the championship games,
all 2 of them.
All 2 of them. I wanted one last thing for to put a pin in this one.
Man, I got something to say too. If I was here right now, man,
I'm
telling you, if I was here right now, it would be me versus the Patriots. I get my revenge, go to the Super Bowl, and then I show the Seahawks and the Rams like, fuck y'all, man. I run the West.
Here's the problem, Pat.
Whatever.
The reason why you can't do that. Here's the reason why you can't do that.
Because I didn't have a running back. Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
No. It's because in one of those AFC West games, you got harassed by the Denver Bronco defense. And all credit that I got to give right now to the guys on the other side of the ball for Denver, not just the offense, because the defense, They had moments where like they were giving up, especially in the beginning of the game. They were giving up like a 24-yard run to James Cook, then a 12-yard run. And there was a span where 3 plays back to back to back were for 10 plus yards from the Bills. But the Denver defense did show up. They did tighten up, and they played a hell of a game to the point that we saw what we saw, to the point that McMillan, who is cornerback 3, is doing outstanding work getting interceptions in that game. And they're gonna be needed. And they're gonna be needed if there's any hope for my Broncos. But there are teams out there that have hope now that didn't have hope a few weeks ago, because some of the people on the coaching carousel have found their homes. And let's take a look. Miami has found their head coach in Jeff Hafley from Green Bay, the former DC of Green Bay. The Tennessee Titans hire Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator from San Fran, who was previously the head coach of the New York Jets. Added to this list is Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin has now stepped down as head coach. I think we did cover that briefly last week, but they haven't found anybody yet. And the biggest new addition is Sean McDermott gets fired from Buffalo. That's going to be fascinating. You have to wonder, if you are John Harbaugh, like you have to wonder whether John Harbaugh would have been like, "Hey, I don't know, Giants. Let me go to." If you waited a couple days,
I read the article, and I guess like Harbaugh, like right after he got fired for the Ravens, he was all like, "I'll look good in Giants colors." Like I think he was fixated on the Giants the whole time.
The Bills have kind of the same colors.
Yeah, it's a little bit colder in Buffalo and then stuff. And I don't know if you trust Brandon Beam as much.
But for the purposes of this podcast,
yeah,
the biggest signing, the most important signing, replacing Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator for the LA Chargers, is none other than former Miami head coach Mike McDaniel. Chase, take it away.
Oh, thank God, man. I'm so happy. Jim Harbaugh, he said this, and I know a lot of people, they were saying, oh, like, how's this going to work? Harbaugh, he's going to have his hands all over the offense, like, yada, yada, yada. This is why sometimes people don't watch, the press conferences. Jim Harbaugh said, I need a guy who's the head coach of the offense. He will have full control of the offense, and he will help me make my guys better. Jim, like his brother John, they know when to adapt. They know when to make changes, and Jim has made a change. No more 2005 smash mouth football. He needed to change. He needed to adapt with the times, and he did by hiring Mike McDaniel. Convinced Mike McDaniel to come over here. Mike McDaniel, one of the top OCs, had better options and opportunities in Philadelphia, Tampa Bay. They were viewing him as a top OC candidate. He had head coaching opportunities. And then Mike McDaniel today was like, Cleveland, I'm not going to the interview. Okay. Chargers didn't really even announce that they're interviewing Mike McDaniel yet. We heard Arthur Smith, but not Mike McDaniel. But, it was a nice little private meeting at the Manhattan Beach Hotel in Long Beach, California. Jim and Mike McDaniel were seen talking to each other, and must have been a great conversation. And for Mike McDaniel, it's a great opportunity. Hey, you get to be the OC for one Justin Patrick Herbert. Can you unlock what's missing from this killer? Can you get the killer instinct in him? We saw what he did with Tua. We saw 2 years ago when he had the Dolphins being one of the best offenses in the NFL in terms of points and yards. Yeah, sure, if you look at his numbers from the past 2 years, they're down. But keep in mind, not a healthy roster. Now he has a chance with this Chargers team. And the Chargers have the second most cap space. And I'm sure he's going to be in the ear saying who he wants as players on the team. Going to be nice. And for people that are saying that Harbaugh and McDaniel, they won't get along, I don't know. Fullbacks using the offense, yeah, that's something that Mike McDaniel uses a lot of. See Alec Ingold. Tight ends in the offense. I'm pretty sure Mike McDaniel called a lot of tight end screens, and the Chargers love using their tight ends. Totally fine. I am so happy. This makes me nothing. It brings me nothing but joy.
Yeah, it is. It is a good pickup for the Chargers, and I did think he was going to go to Detroit. That was what I said last week. Detroit just seems to have more offensive opportunities, but hey, you do gotta deal with MCDC there. So there's a reason why Ben Johnson wanted to leave. But they're still looking for a offensive coordinator because they're not looking for an offensive coordinator because as we turn to the NFC side of things, we see that Atlanta has signed or hired Kevin Stefanski, former head coach from Cleveland, to be their new head coach. John Harbaugh officially takes the head coaching job in New York. Cliff Kingsbury, we knew that he was fired and that David Blah had been hired to be the offensive coordinator, moved up from already being the quarterback's coach. But one of the biggest things and kind of the head scratcher was Drew Petzing being hired to be the offensive coordinator for Arizona. This one is surprising to me because Drew Petzing, how do we put this lightly, kind of sucked as the Arizona offensive coordinator. And, maybe there's the idea there that it's not really the offense that Kyler should be running. And it's not really the offense that works for a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. But if that was an indicator, like if past performance is an indicator of future success, that's a big issue for Detroit. I'm really fascinated to see how this is going to work out.
Yeah, this was.
That's to me is the biggest head scratcher. I can see why Miami said we tried offensive head coach, let's go defensive this time. I can see why Tennessee goes, let's build a defense around Cam Ward and try to, support him that way. A good defense is one of the best things an offense can have. Like, I can see that, but I'm looking at this one and I'm going, whoa, this one
I'll be honest, a lot of these head coaching hires I'm not a fan of.
I don't like, I think the only one that I like is the Harbaugh one.
Yeah.
I think if I ranked them, I'd probably put Harbaugh, then Stefanski, then probably like some weird tie between Hafley and Saleh. I really like the idea of, or I found interesting the comments from like somebody, Stefanski, saying like, or either he alluded to it or somebody was saying it and Stefanski didn't shoot it down. The idea of Baker Mayfield failing in Cleveland and Deshaun Watson failing in Cleveland. Now, easily, I think we would say Deshaun Watson failed in Cleveland. But the idea that Baker failed in Cleveland is a little bit of a tougher one to get to. But more importantly, it doesn't really matter what we think. It matters what the man himself thinks. And somebody showed Baker Mayfield this because Baker tweeted out, failed is really, like you say, like failed is, I wouldn't agree with failed, but I would agree with the idea that I was run out of Cleveland, but it's going to be great seeing you 2 times a year because Stefanski is joining the same division.
Well, he mentioned too that Stefanski didn't even call or text him. And
right.
I was like, damn, bro. Right. Like, now Baker has a bigger chip on his shoulder.
The one person you don't want to be like more motivated and to find reasons, I've said, like joked around and we've joked around, like the only people he doesn't hate are his wife and his daughter. Like there's an argument that he hates his teammates too if they don't do the right thing. Like you don't want to give him more reason to hate you. And now he has more reason to hate Atlanta. And we have seen if the 2 best games every year from the NFC South has been Atlanta versus Tampa Bay for the past 2 years. So I'm anticipating fireworks. But yeah. What is really interesting to me is who is Arizona's going to get, who Vegas is going to get, and then Baltimore and Cleveland. Are they all? I mean, Cleveland, granted, they were trying to get with Mike McDaniel, not necessarily to hire him, but to at least have the interview. Are these other teams just waiting to see out of these final 4 in the playoffs who wins, who loses, who wants to leave, and that sort of thing? We're going to find out. How do you feel about Stefanski going to Atlanta? Because I think that's we've talked about like the idea of Harbaugh going to the Giants. We've known that for a while. This is one of the newer ones. So Stefanski and then probably Hafley. How do you feel about those two?
Yeah, Stefanski. I don't know. Like he hasn't done anything to show me that he can develop a quarterback, and he's entering a situation where who is this quarterback? Is it Penix? Are they going to draft another one and then he's going to throw that quarterback under the bus? He had 2 rookie quarterbacks and he really didn't show love to either of them this year. But he has a talented offense and he's a good play caller for the most part. So I just don't know if he's a good head coach. That's my thing. He's a great offensive mind in the NFL. Would be a kick-ass OC for sure. But as a head coach, he's kind of failed. Like I get he's won Coach of the Year twice, but he only really won Coach of the Year twice because Cleveland is Cleveland. It's not like he won it because like Cleveland has taken steps back. I mean, the fact that he's won Coach of the Year twice while coaching Cleveland, it's like, well, how does that make sense? Like, he was the coach that led them to become bad, and then he won Coach of the Year because he made them good again. Like, kind of bizarre on that. Jeff Hafley following in his good buddy Matt LaFleur's footsteps. Matt LaFleur didn't have a great offense at all when he got hired. His offense, like he was like. Matt LaFleur was like 23rd in the league when he was like the OC for the Titans, and then he got the job for the Packers and stuff. Jeff Hafley's like the same thing. It's been middle of the road in terms of defensive rankings year after year, and it's all. I don't know if Miami, they're trying to like jump on this trend of like, hey, you know, it worked with Seattle with the DC hire. Let's see if it can work with this or something like maybe this.
It feels as though that's what they're going to.
Yeah, it's like let's just jump on this new trend. I mean, they brought in like Troy Aikman, Dolphins legend, to help them with their.
What does Troy Aikman have to do with?
Yeah. Dolphins legend, Troy Aikman. They brought him in and stuff, and I'm like, so like, are they like? Is this something that like they with that focus group that they brought in? They said, oh look, the DC like he's going to be one of the hottest names, and we saw what the defense was with the Micah Parsons, so now like this is the new trend. No. Not these OCs, the DCs, and they're trying to change it up because they had the hot young OC as their head coach, and that didn't work out. Even though they promised they were going to keep him, and then Dolphins legend Troy Aikman's like, I don't know if you should keep Mike McDaniels, and they're like, yes, Dolphins legend Troy Aikman, thank you so much, you're so right and stuff. But Jeff Hafley, this is more of a wait and see. Like I have to wait and see. Because the thing with Hafley is like, hey man, he kind of has like a nice little empty whiteboard, you know, like they're gonna be.
He's taken over from a points allowed standpoint. He's taken over the number 24 defense.
Yeah, and his defense was 22, right?
Packers, from a points allowed standpoint, they were 11. But like they were allowed
yards
yardage from a yard. Okay, so from a yardage standpoint, the Miami was 22. And the Packers were 12th. So you got a ways to go, sir. And that is going to be an interesting one. Because, like, also, if we look at their draft picks, give me one sec. They have their first, their second, their third, and the Eagles third, and the Dolphins third. The Texans third as well. So they have the first, a second, 3 thirds, a fourth, a fifth, and the Giants 6th, I think. Or no, they sent the Giants their 6th. Either way, they've got a little bit to work with. And we've heard tell that this is a defensive. If you need defense, this is a draft for defense. So like there's options there. I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Who's going to be like, because again, similar to a lot of these other teams, if you're hiring a head coach, are you going offense or defense? And if you're going to go offense, you're fighting for the same guys that Hafley needs as an offensive coordinator, that Saleh needs as an offensive coordinator.
Saleh lost his biggest candidate. Everyone was saying once he signed with the Titans, like, oh, he's just going to recruit McDaniels to come with him. And it's like, oh, now it makes the Saleh hire look even stupider because I'm like, why? I'm sorry, this was the dumbest hire that the Tennessee Titans did. Like, what did Saleh show you during his time as a Jets that he's a good head coach? He's not a good head coach. We can blame everything under the sun. He didn't have a good quarterback. There's something in Cam Ward. He's going to ruin Cam Ward. If he doesn't get the right offensive coordinator, and we've shown if he doesn't get the right offensive coordinator, sample size with the Jets.
I think what it is
that's a horrible
hire. Out of injuries that the Niners defense faced, and they still
he's a great DC. He's a great
right, but I think what Tennessee is looking at is they're going the ability to keep people motivated and the ability to extract out of your second string.
He can do that. He can do that as a DC. He can't do that as a head coach. It's different.
Right. And it's just like if you can pick if you've learned your lesson, right, about who to pick as an offensive coordinator, and you can find that offensive coordinator.
He lost his best guy. His best guy said, "Sorry, man, weed's legal here in California. It's not out there, so I'm going there." But yeah, the Tru Picks thing. I want to just get on this.
Yeah,
this is like how I felt about John Morton. I didn't like that hire because Morton didn't show him anything for me when he was OC for the Jets and stuff. Same thing with Tru Picks. This is literally Dan Campbell being a control freak. This is why Ben Johnson left, because Dan Campbell can't trust. Mike McDaniel's right there. Mike McDaniel was willing to just be in Detroit, coaching this great offense, have access to Jahmyr Gibbs, who pretty much is A-Chain on steroids.
Yeah,
and Dan Campbell's like, no, too much in control. I can't let you have that. Can't let you have that, Mike. And then has a yes man like Tru Picks in there. Ugh, just horrible.
Yeah, and one thing to just circle back to before we move on to the conference championship games, the Sean McDermott firing. Apparently, a couple weeks ago, we're doing an internal review of the team, which is wild to me because like a couple weeks ago you were in the playoffs. So it's like we're going to do an internal review while we're still trying to win games in the playoffs. And McDermott basically ripped Brian Beane, the GM, for not getting Waddle, like for not figuring out that Waddle trade. And he was saying that we have a lot of great players, but we're still pieces away. And so one, not to get back to the whole Broncos-Bills game, but it's like, how much help does Josh Allen need? But also it's like that shows that there was absolute friction between Beane and McDermott, and Beane won. He gets elevated. He gets elevated actually from GM, president of football operations.
Well, he's still the GM. He's president and GM. Yeah. See, and this is the thing. This what bit the Niners in the ass when they got rid of Jim Harbaugh, and everyone's like, "Huh, they got rid of Jim? Okay." And they stuck with fucking Balky for all these years, and then they realized, and then afterwards the Niners realized, oh, this motherfucker was really the problem. It wasn't really Jim. Balky was the problem, and it led to the Jaguars saying, "Oh, we got Balky," and then Balky had a horrible run with his head coaches, and we saw candidates saying, "Yeah, you guys have stuff we like. We're not going there, appease there." I'm giving Bills fans this. Yes, you have a quarterback any coach would love to have.
Yeah.
Yes, you have a fan base coaches will love. But that man, Brandon Beane, he's going to be the reason why you don't get the coaching candidates you like. He's going to be the reason why you guys won't get over the hump. Because when the office chooses the GM over a coach ain't going to trust that organization. Yeah. That's just a fact. That's just how it is. When you as an organization show that you care more about the general manager, the office suit, instead of the coach, the person actually managing the team, you are showing something. Sure, the players may like Brandon Beane, but the thing is, I got to say, McDermott's kind of right. Why didn't you get that Jalen Waddle trade done? What was the holdup? So you are in all-in position.
From what I remember, Miami wanted a 2020. So no, they were offering a 2027 first, and Miami wanted a 2026 first.
Okay, so what do you need your first round pick?
I'm letting you know what apparently.
No,
I believe that Buffalo offered, like, as the counter was a 2027 first, and then either a 26 or a 27 third. And Miami was like, no dice, we want a 26 first.
Yeah, no, Brandon being messed up. I'm just saying that, like, you're the Bills, you're going all in. This is your season.
Yeah, because it's like if you win, then it's pick 132, like 1.32. Like who gives a shit about?
I understand contracts and all that other stuff.
You traded down a couple, like a year or two ago, whatever it was. You traded down from like 1.30 to get, in essence, Keon Coleman, and you gave the Chiefs Xavier Worthy. Like, why do you now care about what 1.32 is?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. There's a reason why maybe John Harbaugh's okay with the Giants job, because Joe Shane, he can bully Joe Shane.
Speaking of which, did you see that? See that? That was hilarious.
I am so excited. John Harbaugh, like, dude, like, I know what it's like when you go through an anxiety attack. That fool had an anxiety attack the whole time he's up there. Like, he knows his job. Like, before
in ice.
Before with Daboll.
Did you see what he said to the reporters afterwards?
No.
So okay. So like they're doing they do the press conference and everything like that.
Yeah.
And Harbaugh it's basically insinuated that Harbaugh is going to be making personnel decisions. So then afterwards, Shane's asked about it, and he says like it really doesn't matter, like, you know, that it's going to be a team decision, and obviously as the GM, like, my say is still going to be relevant. Like, on paper, it may say John Harbaugh has like personal decisions, but that's not really what's going to happen. And I read that and I said, oh, so you're telling me John Harbaugh has personnel decisions?
Yeah, no, look, you're still there because John Mara likes you. That's it.
Yeah.
You still have a job because John Mara, for whatever reason, has a fixation, likes you. It's like in everyday jobs, there's that one coworker you're like, why is this person still here? They don't provide anything value to the company. They don't do anything when they're on the clock. Why is this person still? And then you see how the boss treats them, and you go, that's why. Oh, I get it now. The boss likes this person. Even though this person stinks, for whatever reason, the boss is like, I like this person. That's just how it is. But yeah, Buffalo, just saying. Your organization has told you what they think is important. They think the suits are important, not the coach. And that is going to hurt you. That is going to hurt you in the long run.
It really was wild to see McDermott be like at that podium and talking about like, I'm standing up for Buffalo, and like about 24 to 36 hours later, Buffalo was like, we're not standing up for you, sir.
Yeah, no,
like, I was like, oh,
like I said, that's gonna bite Buffalo in the ass, bro. That's gonna be something where, like, when we look at it and Buffalo doesn't get like a mentor or one of these hot coaches, and they get Matt Nagy or something, and you're just like, I love everyone doing the whole the whole like Tony Dungy comparison, all these other comparisons, saying that, oh, they're just missing that coach to get over. What Buffalo told you, they find the GM more important than the coach.
That which reminds me, Matt Nagy is out as offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. I didn't update this because he really
man. My dog
Eric
is back.
Which, you know, Eric Bieniemy being back, if you've got Pat Mahomes if you're thinking of drafting him in fantasy or in dynasty,
1-1,
or you have a dynasty, Eric Bieniemy likes to run the ball. He likes to run the ball.
Man. It doesn't matter.
What?
Why are you saying that, man? Man, fuck you, man. You didn't even update it or anything. Can you just update right now? Kansas City, Eric Bieniemy.
Here you go, just for you.
Yeah, man.
Kansas City.
Put Matt Nagy out.
Matt Nagy, offensive coordinator.
Eric
Bieniemy.
Man, you misspelled his name.
Did I?
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, can you help me out there, Pat, and tell me what?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm Googling it real quick. Bieniemy. Bieniemy.
Bieniemy. There we go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. My dog is back. Put him in green, man.
That's working on it, bud.
Yeah, I'm so slow, man. You so like Matt Nagy calling plays.
Nah, I'm slow like your running game.
What are you talking about, man? I run fast.
There you go, Patrick. Yeah, there you go.
We should be on the top, though, man. What are we doing?
Oh, if trust me, if anything, you know what? Here's what I think. Here's what I think for you, Pat. Here's what I'm gonna do for you. Ready?
Yeah.
Just for you. Oh goodness.
You gotta learn your command buttons, man.
No, I'm working on a external keyboard that was built for Windows.
Yeah, right, man.
Yeah.
Excuses, man.
There you go. How about that?
Yeah.
We're gonna put you at least above Los Angeles.
Yeah, there we go, man. Hey, Bieniemy won the Super Bowl. Travis, just come back, man. It's gonna be good. Don't retire. It ain't over yet, man.
I mean, technically, yeah, they haven't announced. Well, I mean, the season isn't over, but Travis Kelce has not announced that retirement.
I don't think he's retiring.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah, I think
he's gonna wait one more year.
Yeah, I think after the wedding, he's gonna be like, Taylor's gonna fire him up, and he's just gonna be like, yeah, you know what? One more year, and then he'll suffer an injury and then retire.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, that's first off. I didn't say that, ladies and gentlemen. No, but I can see the world where like they kind of commit to each other. Hey, we're gonna do like one last year each of really big career stuff, and then we'll do like the whole family thing, and she'll release albums a little bit more sporadically. Maybe that's why she's been releasing 85 multiverse variants of each album, is because she's like, I'm gonna be slowing down music production soon to have these kids. But we'll see. For those who are paying attention and care, which is probably nobody, but the playoff food bracket, there's only 2 left. And of course, the Niners get in with the Mission Burritos, which leads us to the determination of who will be eliminated from this in a few short days. It's the conference championships, and I'll have you guys know, I was updating this just now, and the Broncos went from plus 205 to plus 200. So you're saying there's a chance. Let's start with that one. Yeah, this is going to be fucking tough with Stidham. And yes, Sean Payton has a week to figure this out. And yes, the Patriots have a lot of warts. But you are asking, and by you, I mean all of us, are asking Jarrett Stidham to step into, for the first time in 2 years, playing meaningful football. And it's not just meaningful football. It's the conference championship game to determine who goes to the Super Bowl. And it's not the first time that the Broncos have asked their backup quarterback to step in and play against a meaningful game against the Patriots in Mile High. That's literally what happened with Brock Osweiler during that Super Bowl 50 run. Is Peyton got taken out with the plantar fasciitis the week prior with the Kansas City game, and the next game on the list was the Patriots, and that's the C.J. Anderson overtime touchdown from like 40 yards out or something like that. And I remember watching that with a law school. I was in law school at the time. It was a buddy of mine who was a Patriots fan, and we were watching that at a bar together. Fascinating time to be alive for me personally. But this is going to be tough. You know, there's the part of me that's like, yeah, I have every level of faith and confidence in Stidham, in the offense, and more importantly, the defense. But there's also the part of me that's like, the Patriots should win this game. They should win this game. I don't know if they will, but they should win this game. But I'm gonna do what is now working for me, and it is literally what I said I was gonna do a couple weeks ago.
You're welcome. I introduced this to you. You're welcome.
Yeah, I said I'm going to do it, but like a part of me honestly believes it, because I looked at it and I was like, hey, you know, the most expensive player cap hit wise for Denver is $32 million. It's Russell Wilson. The second most expensive is $24 million for Mike McGlinchey. So they need that $32 million back. And hey, it's going to be tough. Like this is it, and it really was annoying, because I looked at this and I was thinking to myself when the playoffs were starting, I was like, like the same way that Josh Allen didn't know or doesn't know when Burrow, Lamar, and Mahomes are going to be back. I don't know when those three are going to be back. If Denver's going to win, they got to win now. And on top of that, I looked at it and I said, I don't think the Chargers are going to go far. And I think that there could be a potential change of how they're calling plays, like whether or not Harbaugh took more control over it, whether he got rid of Greg Roman. I thought the idea of getting rid of Greg Roman was very low just because of that personal connection that they have, but there's always the off chance. And now it's going to be even harder next year because Mahomes is going to be back, Lamar is going to be back, Burrow is going to be back, and now you have Mike McDaniel calling plays. Like you and I have talked about this. The odds of like there could be a guy who is drafted year one, and that team goes to the Super Bowl, and they lose the Super Bowl, and that player never plays in a Super Bowl again.
Yeah,
they could never play in a playoff game again. I could be looking at a situation where Bo Nix's playoff career, and historically his entire playoff career, ends with him fracturing his ankle. And it could be like one of the greatest what ifs in Broncos history and arguably like NFL history. Because like there's this talk always of Dan Marino never winning a ring. So it's just
look at Aaron Rodgers. He only has one Super Bowl appearance.
A boatload of MVPs and one Super Bowl season MVPs and one Super Bowl appearance. So you never know what's going to happen in this league. And yes, Denver's going to get $32 million, but they might waste that $32 million. Like there's an argument right now that they should not have spent the money on somebody like Dre Greenlaw, who is struggling to be healthy. And I like having Dre Greenlaw on the team, but it's still an expensive contract for what he is currently doing. And so I'm looking at it going, there's an off chance they could waste the $32 million in cap space. I don't know. I hope they don't, but things happen. And sometimes the decisions you make now, you don't always realize how it's going to fall out. And yes, J.K. Dobbins is returning to us, and it is the I sent you the picture of Gandalf doing the "I return to you now" the turn of the tide, and look for my light on the fifth day up there at Helm's Deep. But I'm taking the Patriots because the Patriots should win this game. If the Patriots don't win this game, I am going to be laughing my ass off come next week and talking about how Drake May, for all this bullshit talk about how great he is, couldn't beat the backup quarterback of the Denver Broncos.
Well, John, we're going to talk about that next week. I got the Broncos winning this game. I think what the Texans defense kind of showed you is that the Patriots are prone to making mistakes. I don't think the Patriots are like this team where I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared of them. Like in the Chargers game, had a really, really slow start. And then Drake May turned it on in the fourth quarter and played really, really well. And he had that really, really good run. In that Texans game, like I said before, they're kind of giving that game away. I think there's a lot of emotional values to the Broncos, too. I think that team's going to play with a little bit more fire up their ass. You know, like you see teams rally together when a fallen comrade gets down and they play at like a different level and they play at a different emotion, adrenaline. I think that's what's going to happen in this game. I think it's going to be one of those games people are going to be so shocked. Like you're going to hear the announcers just pretty much try to crown Drake May before it happens. And we're going to see the Denver Broncos defense play really lights out. And the Denver Broncos offense will do enough. And one thing about J.K. Dobbins is this, you know, he does have those one or two plays where he just breaks a huge run and it's a good touchdown. And, you know, like I've seen it for the 1 year that he was on the Chargers, and he does this pretty constantly, and he did this during his time with the Ravens and did this during his time with Ohio State. That's just what this kid is. He's just a great football player. Not a great football, like I'm not gonna say one of the best ever, but he's like a guy that's a really great football athlete. Like he knows how to play football really well. Yeah. So I guess I should say. But I do think that the Broncos will pull off the upset and beat the Patriots in this game. And I think a lot of people are going to be shocked by it, but I won't be as shocked because I'm like, kind of saw this coming a little bit with them. You know, like I just kind of saw that this team is just not complete yet. Like, is it a good football team, the Patriots? Absolutely. It's a tremendous football team. I mean, they made it to the AFC title game, but there's still some stuff missing. And I feel Mike Vrabel has done a tremendous job coaching these guys up and making them into a terrific team and has filled a lot of holes on defense and stuff. But I do think that, you know, maybe this year isn't the year for the Patriots. Maybe this is the year of the underdog. Maybe this is the year of Jarrett Stidham.
It is wild. It is wild, though, that, you know, a few short weeks ago, the conversation was that Bo Nix is the guy holding the Broncos back because he's not good at all. And he's like barely a game manager. And as soon as he goes out, everyone's like, oh shit, Jarrett Stidham has no fucking chance. Yeah. And it's like, well, okay, I get that Jarrett Stidham is not supposed to be as good as Bo Nix, but one, they were in a QB battle year one. And Jarrett Stidham technically almost beat him out. And 2, if the name of the game is ball security, that's all. Like if Jarrett Stidham just keeps the ball secure, like safe, and doesn't have turnovers, there's an easy way that you can see the path where the Broncos win this game. Now, can they do it against one of the next 2 teams? I don't know about that.
Yeah, no. That's where my Broncos belief ends. Where it's like, look, great story. Shout out to Jarrett Stidham. You're getting your ass kicked by the NFC champion winner.
Yeah. But the idea that whoever won between the Patriots and the Texans was just basically getting a bye. I don't know about that. Like this is, and this is like Sean Payton. This is one of his fever dreams. The idea of losing his starting quarterback, and he can prove even more that screen passes are the way to go. Like, why would Sean Payton is salivating right now at this idea. And if my memory serves me right, no coach in history has ever won a Super Bowl, head coach, with 2 different teams. If Sean Payton can pull that off with a backup quarterback, put him in the Hall of Fame. Like he's a Hall of Fame head coach. It doesn't even matter what else he does. He broke an NFL record like something nobody has ever done. And 2, he would have done it the second time around with a backup quarterback. I would love to have the conversations in the offseason of whether Denver should trade Bo Nix because Jarrett Stidham proves that you just need to be a game manager and they don't need to pay Bo Nix all this money down the road. Like, it's fine. Like, I would love to have the Foles versus Carson Wentz problem because it means I have another Super Bowl hoodie. Like I was saying this to Colleen, as much as I love Bo Nix as just a person, like the concept of what he is, and like he seems like a genuine nice guy and all that kind of stuff.
100%.
Like, as much as I like him and love, like I was a Broncos fan before he got here. And I'll be a Broncos fan after he's gone, wherever he goes. But I will always have love and respect for the guy because he did something that took 10 years. Like, if you think about like my Broncos fandom, I came over when Peyton came over. I had 4 or 5 great years with Peyton, and then 10 years of terribleness. And it's like, this guy was the savior.
So spoiled.
I'm so happy. Like, I mean, hey,
you have to watch.
If you think about it, 2/3 of the time I've been a Broncos fan, it's been terrible. So, it is what it is. Listen, you've got your 1 Super Bowl participation trophy. That's fine, and that's great. But let's turn to this second matchup. Tell me how the Rams win this game.
The Rams win this football game by out-physicaling Seattle's defense and by doing what they had great success with in that 11 personnel formation where they have a bunch of tight ends and they just run the ball with Kyron Lacy, why do I call Kyron Lacy? I'm thinking of the Ole Miss running back, Kyron Williams, and stuff with Kyron Williams, which he's been surprisingly a little bit quiet for this playoff run, surprisingly in my opinion. But this is one of those games you tell Kyron Williams, drink a lot of Gatorade, get those electrolytes up. We ain't taking you out. You are running until those legs fall off because you're our guy. It's not quorum time. We're not playing around with that. It's your time, Kyron. And I think if they run the football effectively, they should be able to win this game. Limit the amount of time Seattle's offense can touch the football, and where you have a lot of drives where that Seattle's defense is out there, tire out that Seattle's defense. That's the only way I see them winning this game. Other than that, I can't believe I'm saying this. I feel like God's going to kill me by saying this, but Sam Darnold's going to a Super Bowl, damn it.
Yeah, you picked against them last week.
Yeah, no, I guess God loves gingers now all of a sudden, so...
Sam Darnold is earning back souls for ginger people.
Yeah, I guess so, man. This is very, very, very concerning for America as a whole. We should really be investigating this. But I think Seattle's offense they can just do enough. I feel like the running back situation, it's not as dire as we think, because I think Kenneth Walker, he doesn't want to split time with people. He's just like, no, I'm tired.
He doesn't want to, but like it's more the physical limitations of him.
Yeah, but for the last few games, like I think he's okay with like taking more hits just so that way he can get more rushing attempts. Like I don't think he cares, to be honest. Like these are the last few games of the season. Like, hey, you better run K9 to the ground. Like
that's true.
It.
I mean, yeah, like right. So right now they have on the roster Charbs, who looks like he's going to be. I think he's just injured. I don't know if they're putting him on IR, but I don't think he's going to be. It says out for the season, for the rest of the playoffs. They have a fullback, Robbie Oots from Bama.
Yeah.
And Brady Russell, another fullback. Now, on the practice squad, they've got Cam Akers. They've got...
He's still in the league?
Yes. They've got Velus Jones Jr.
He's still in the league?
Chicago Bears legend.
Oh, my God, bro.
And Jacardia Wright, our running back, but he is on injured reserve, I think. And then currently on injured reserve, it's just shit, really? Kenny McIntosh? Oh, shit, they do. But, yeah, imagine the odds. Velus Jones winning a Super Bowl ring on the practice squad of the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, man, if that happens, I'm never letting RJ live that one down because he hated on Velus Jones for a long time, which, I mean, eventually became justifiable. But, like, my point was you have to let him develop before you just call him a bust. He wanted to, like, call him a bust, like, after the first year. And I was like, a little bit of time. He's a third-round pick. Like, what do you
– Yeah, third-round picks, I'm not expecting them to be up to rep.
I think this game comes down to, again, can Seattle mitigate any Sam Darnold being Sam Darnold? That is basically the key for victory every single time for the Seattle Seahawks. Can they take care of whatever's going to go on with Sam Darnold? And, because when you have somebody like JSN on the team, that's just it's kind of a cheat code. And that was one of the ways that the Rams had their success was the Cooper Kupp year. And Cooper Kupp's there on the Seahawks, and he's coaching up JSN and showing him different things that, we talk about veteran presence all the time. And this is one of those key examples of how a veteran can really, really help. And that's not to say like JSN didn't put in the work in the offseason and all that kind of stuff. It's just to say that different things, a veteran is able to just go, listen, you cut slightly differently, or you train slightly differently. That's the kind of thing. Or you look at a DB's footwork slightly differently. And that's what can take a player like a JSN and help push him into the stratosphere. This is a guy that's now going like near the top of dynasty startup drafts. He's going to be near the top of fantasy redrafts next year. Fascinating time for JSN. I'm also going to go Seahawks. I think if they're able to mitigate the issues, they can win this game, because for the Rams, it's a situation where it's like, you got to get the ball out fast. You got to get the ball out accurate. And that is a Stafford gift, but I don't know if they're going to be able to, like, that the games that they've played just show a little bit too much, one way, because one game when they were in Seattle won. When they were in LA, the Rams won, and they're going to be in Seattle this time around. So like beating up against the Seahawks when the 12s are there, that's tough. That's going to be interesting. I will say this, because I was updating the Broncos Patriots odds. The Rams Seahawks odds tightened up as well. Originally, it was Seahawks were plus 137 when I did this the other day, and now it's plus 124. I will also add that for the purposes of this conversation, the spread for Broncos Patriots is it opened back up because it was 4.5. It started to 4.5. It went to 5.5. It dropped back down to 4.5, and now it is back up to Broncos plus 5.5. And Rams Seahawks is Rams plus 2.5.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the over under for Rams Seahawks is 47.5,
47.5. Okay.
And I'm kind of surprised by this, unless they're anticipating the Patriots scoring a lot of points, because the over-under for Patriots Broncos is 42.5.
They're expecting the classic. Sometimes it's also too like certain teams how they play at home.
Yeah.
The Patriots, when they play at home, sometimes they just shellac teams. So I think they're expecting the classic Patriots shellacking here and stuff, which is not, huh?
The Patriots aren't.
Yeah. They're in
that's what I'm saying. Like they're in Mile High.
Oh. Yeah,
one other thing I wanted to add. Here's what I mean by complementary, like offense and defense and whatnot. The Patriots have defense in the playoffs has allowed, I think it was 16 points combined, but technically they got a pick 6. So like the net points they've allowed is like 9.
Wow.
So like, yeah, the defense is playing amazing. Is that Drake May? I don't know. Like that, they're not facing tough competition.
He's encouraging his defense to play better. Come on.
Sure.
That's what Brady did. Brady encourages defense and they play better. He's like, guys, quit being idiots. And they're like, yes, Tom, we got you.
And did you see, sir? Mark Davis at that net at the college football?
Oh yeah, he was looking at his new quarterback.
Look at that Mendoza. Oh boy, with Dante Moore announcing that he does not want to be a New York Jet. Fernando Mendoza has now, with the Heisman, with the Natty, he has secured the 101. I don't know if he wants the 101, but he's secured the 101. Congratulations.
He already announced he's not going to be at the combine. It was the funniest thing. He announced he's like has a Wall Street Journal. He has like a internship or something. It's like all right, go be you. Go do you, Fernando. Like go to your internship.
But yeah, he is like, whether he wants it or not, he is going to be the first overall pick, which means the Wall Street internship, that's going to help him, because the 101 this year is getting something like $55 million guaranteed. So hey, get that, learn how to manage that money, sir. A lot of people don't.
I think Fernando Mendoza will be fine. He'll be fine. It sucks that we have to root against this guy, John, for the next 4 years. He's a potential Raider quarterback, but we will have to.
We will definitely have to. It is an unfortunate situation, because he does seem like a nice guy. But nice being nice doesn't pay the bills. Nobody else has really moved too much up around on Tankathon since we had last talked about it.
Yeah, we won't see much movement until after the combine, I want to say, but just because like this draft is very defensive heavy, like in terms of like a lot of the main prospects everyone's like oogling over are a lot of defensive players, which in co for most casuals, not a sexy draft, like not a draft where you're just like, oh my god, like not much you can go off of. You just have the game tape that's available to you.
Was it 22 or 23? I want to say 23 NFL draft. That was like defense heavy.
I want to say it was the 23 one.
Yeah, I think it was 23. Yeah, because that was Will Anderson, that was Tyree Wilson, Devin Witherspoon, Jalen Carter, Van Ness, Will McDonald the fourth, the Jets, Manuel Forbes, Gonzo, Jack Campbell. Yeah, that was the bit. Right, because then JSN goes 20th, and that starts that little run. Because that's JSN, QJ, Zay Flowers.
Because 2024 was the weird draft where Jared Verse was the first defensive player taken at like 16 or something like that. Like there was, like it was the first draft ever where like it was all offense until Jared Verse got taken.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing about the Bonex injury that annoys the shit out of me. It's like, if this was going to happen, couldn't this have happened way earlier in the year so Denver could get a better draft pick? Like now I'm guaranteed somewhere between, actually no, I'm guaranteed pick 30 if they lose. I'm guaranteed somewhere between 30, 31, and 32. Because even if they lose, whoever loses on the Seahawks and the Rams side, Denver has the better record. So they're getting pick 30. Like none of this helps me. Terrible. Just terrible.
It's all right. You'll get over it.
Listen, I know secretly deep down inside you're very happy about all this.
A little bit. I mean, if I didn't know someone that played on the Broncos, I wouldn't care, but I feel bad because he worked hard, and I would like to see him go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago, I was gonna text you and message you and just be like, bro, what if Alex gets a ring with Denver? Like, that would be so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I would love it. I'm rooting for him, obviously, but
yeah.
But it's like, if he wasn't on the team, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, damn, that sucks. Broncos get set back for a year. I'd kind of be an asshole about it, but.
Well, listen, there are things I could say about the Chargers, but I won't.
Did you know the Zodiac GM gave Mike McDaniel an A+ synergy rating?
The Zodiac GM?
Yeah, there's a Twitter account called the Zodiac GM. Does everything through zodiac signs, and says McDaniel brings that creative pass-oriented offense with Shanahan's influence and some explosive wrinkles, which should play to Herbert's strengths way better than Roman's run-heavy, more conservative style. It's going to lock more of what makes Herbert special. Big step forward for this offense, and because they're both Pisces.
What?
OC, yeah.
Well, according to this guy, because I pulled it up, apparently Robert Saleh is going to be great. So
yeah, because Aquarius and Gemini, they make good partners.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't believe in any of that stuff, but every time I tell people that, they ask me what my sign is, and I say Taurus, and they go, "Well, that makes sense." So
Tauruses are known to be stubborn.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Yeah.
And I don't believe I'm a stubborn person. Now my wife would say differently, but
yeah. No, that's what a stubborn person would say. It's like you know when people say like,
here's what I'm trying to say. Here's what I'm trying to say. Do you know like the normal, I guess, stereotypical stuff of like of an Aries?
Yeah.
My wife's an Aries.
Oh,
she doesn't fit any of that. She doesn't fit any of it.
You know why we do this show? We have such good synergy on the show, John.
Oh God.
Because I'm a Capricorn.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, that's what I am, and one of my greatest compatibilities is a Taurus.
What does that even like? Now, okay, hold on. I'll be the judge of this. Capricorn.
That's for this year. That's what it said.
Sure, but I'm just gonna say Capricorn attributes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is now granted. This is Google's AI overview. It centers on ambition.
I can tell you zodiacsign.com.
Oh, zodiacsign.com?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll check that one out. All right, hold on. Zodiacsign.com.
Yeah.
You said Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn. Mm-hmm.
Colors, brown and black. Don't really see. Well, I see you wearing black, but not too much brown. Let's see. Greatest compatibility, Taurus. There it is.
Yeah, right there.
Strengths, responsible, disciplined, self-control, good managers. Weaknesses, know-it-all, unforgiving, condescending, expecting the worst.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like me.
I can see some of that.
Yeah.
I can see some.
Mm-hmm.
Likes, family, tradition, music, understated status, quality craftsmanship. Dislikes, almost everything at some point.
Yeah.
All right, that's just funny off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't know if it necessarily applies to you. I'm just saying it's funny.
We dislike everything. Yeah.
Hold on, let me see what they're saying for me. Color green, pink. I don't wear pink.
No, they're just saying that's your lucky colors. Like those.
What is that? Lucky color. I'd have to wear it, wouldn't it? Like
no, that's just a lucky color. Like that's your lucky color.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Like, how is it lucky in relation?
No, it's just saying that on days that you decide not to wear but have that lucky color in your presence, you're going to be lucky.
Sure, we'll go with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Strengths: reliable, patient, practical, devoted, responsible, stable.
Sounds like you.
Great qualities. Weaknesses: stubborn, possessive, uncompromising. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
See, you're saying. See, that's what a stubborn person would say.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is, I don't like. I'm more than happy to be wrong. I am more than happy to be proven wrong. I am the kind of person where I always want to learn, and I want people to show me where I'm wrong so that I can be better the next time. So I don't know if that necessarily means I'm stubborn or uncompromising, because I'm like, we're doing a show where I have to be able to be comfortable and be wrong.
Uncompromising.
Uncompromising? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm not really a fan of gardening, so that one's out. Cooking, absolutely. Music, absolutely. Romance, my wife would say no. No, I'm kidding. Yes. Quality clothes. Yes. Working with hands, I don't know about that one. Dislike, sudden changes, complications, insecurity of any kind, synthetic fabrics. What the fuck? Synthetic fabrics.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I would say I agree with the idea that I don't like sudden changes or complications. However, I will say that the Army taught me how to roll with punches very well. So I may dislike it, but I'll never voice it. Like, I'll never be like, oh God, like this is ridiculous to me. Like I'll be fine there. But yeah, my wife is like the least when I read like what it is about likes and dislikes, she is like the least Aries person I think could possibly be there. Like courageous, determined, confident, enthusiastic, optimistic, honest, passionate. She is many of those things. Weaknesses: impatient, moody, short-tempered, impulsive, aggressive. Like any single person that knows my wife would say that she is not that. She is the most patient person I've ever met in my entire life. Her level of patience and unmoodiness, and like it's ridiculous. So I don't know if I agree with that. She doesn't really like to take on leadership roles. She's more of a, let others, like she's happy with other people, going with the flow so that other people are happy. Physical challenges, I don't know about that. Individual sports, she played volleyball, so that doesn't really count. Activity dislikes, inactivity. She's never met a nap that she didn't want to take. Delays, I think that probably would say yeah. And work that does not use one's talents, that I will agree with. But like almost all of those weaknesses, I would disagree with right off the bat.
Oh.
But maybe that's the Taurus in me being stubborn and uncompromising about her.
Yeah.
Damn. So then all of her family members that would agree with me are apparently Tauruses, even though none of them were born in the same time period that I am.
Yeah.
So wait, just as a general question, do you are you big into like astrology and horoscope stuff?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
I believe there's some truth to it.
So hold on. So you believe that people's personalities are determined?
No. I'm talking about the daily horoscopes. I believe there's some truth to what your daily horoscope says, how the day's going to go.
Right, but the horoscope is being determined on an individual basis based off of whether someone is an Aries, a Taurus, a Capricorn, all that kind of stuff. Right, so you have to first believe in
I believe there's some personality traits that you get from it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
There's a lot of things that will come once you become once you start realizing it. Then you go, oh yeah, shit, that's true. You just have to like be honest with yourself and be like, oh shit. Like the more you dig deep into it, the more you kind of believe in it. You just have to dig deep into it.
I want you to know that in the entire time that I've known you, this is like the most California I've ever seen you be.
Wow.
Like this is right up a California, like the stereotype of California alley. It's just hilarious. But yeah. Let's see. Did anything change? No. It says, I think, this one might have changed. Has you guys taken Caden McDonald, D-line, Ohio State now?
No. I don't know. I think Mike McDaniel needs a wide receiver.
Denzel Boston's taking the pick right after by Philly. So, and at this point in time, Casey Concepcion would still be available as well. You really gonna take a wide receiver with QJ, Trey Harris, and Ladd?
Fuck it, who cares?
Fuck it, who cares?
No, we're good. We're good with wide receiver, O-line or defensive tackle, cornerback. I'm good with whatever.
Yeah,
we have $110 million in cap. We're gonna sign everything.
That is true. That's a lot of cap space. There's, it sounds weird because it's like the Chargers were in the playoffs. Like, how would we consider it like a quote unquote bounce back year, but I would still say I had the Chargers down for a big bounce back year. However we want to define bounce back year in this context of a playoff team, I think you guys are set up for, even before the McDaniel hire. I think you guys were set up for a lot of success for next year.
Oh yeah, super excited.
Yeah. Is there anything else that we should cover on this here episode?
No, I think we got everything covered.
I think we got everything. I think Bo Nix is the uncrowned comeback player of the year for next year. Unless I can't think of anybody else who would probably get it. Like, they don't normally give that to offensive line people, because obviously, like, you could make the case for Joe Alt, but they don't usually give that to O-line people. Yeah, nobody else was really. Oh wait, maybe Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons could be a case for comeback player of the year, depending on how he plays. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you all for tuning in. It has been a wonderful time, as always, hanging out with Chase. Chase, let the people know where they can find you, good sir.
On X at ChaseOliver68.
And you guys can catch me here on the True Elite Sports Entertainment channel. I've been talking with Sid about doing more TV show reviews and things like that. So coming soon. I don't know if it's going to be on here or on Patreon first. I will be having reviews of Copenhagen Test, because that was a pretty good series. And Colleen and I just finished His and Hers. Just came out on Netflix.
Yeah, with John Bernthal. It's on my watch list. I've just been behind.
It was good. It was really good. It is funny though.
No, I'm clocked into the pit right now, John. I got to be clocked in. I got to help my boy.
Listen, first off, Dr. Robbie, our tribal chief. If anybody else had won that Emmy, I would have Molotov cocktailed all of California, which is pretty easy considering the wildfires. But at the same time, I love watching that show with Colleen and sometimes also Debbie, just because of the years of experience that they have in emergency room medical work. Colleen, for those who don't know, is a ER nurse. It's over here. It's Swedish. She's been that for a couple of years. And her mom is a 30-year veteran of ER and ICU and trauma care as a nurse. So there's a lot of experience, a lot of fun stuff watching that show. How are you feeling about this season so far?
Only on the second episode. I will say it's starting as slow as the first season and stuff. I feel it wasn't until like episode 4, hour 4, when shit was like, oh, okay, like you started getting into it. So I gotta wait till episode 4. I'm a big believer in give me 4 episodes and then I'll tell you how I feel. I can't tell you after the first 2 episodes because I'm only clocked in for 2 hours right now, John. I don't know what's going on. These plot points.
Have you seen the theories about Robbie?
No, what are the theories? What are they saying about my goat?
So one, he's supposed to be going on the sabbatical, right?
Yeah.
And 2,
this is not spoilers, people. You can watch it live. It's not that hard.
Yeah, this is everything I'm talking about.
Talk to SP3. See if we can do a weekly pit review. The pit, bro.
he's not gonna turn it down. That's the thing.
No, I'm just saying, like, if he's cool with it. I don't want to just pitch shows without the approval.
Oh yeah. I'm hit him up. But like, so what he would probably say is start with rewatch season 1 and do it that way. Which I
don't even need to rewatch season 1, man. It's in my memory, bro.
I've seen it. I think I've seen it twice. But okay. So one is he wants to go on the sabbatical, right? And
yeah.
The name of the place. This is all just episode 1 stuff. Is Head Bashed In Buffalo Jump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2, he was not wearing his helmet on his motorcycle when he was driving but he had the helmet with him, and he carried the helmet into the ER. To everybody else that he brought the helmet with him, or that he was wearing the helmet. And then 3, later in the first episode, Langdon talks about somebody like you should always wear your helmet when you're driving a bike or a bicycle or something like that.
They're saying he's in a coma.
No. That they're saying that because, again, like, how do you? It's a 15-episode season, but it's only covering a 12-hour shift. So what would happen? The idea here being that Robbie would leave at the end of the day, and either he's on his way home or he's leaving from home on the sabbatical, but he's without the helmet, and he gets into some kind of an accident, and he's brought back to the pit, this time as a patient.
Oh, no, that makes sense. That's kind of lazy.
Because you have to remember, like, for us, it's been a long period of time.
Yeah.
But in the pit, it's only been a few months. Like, it's been I think 6 months or so.
Yeah, because it was it's like 4th of July
right
now.
And so the idea there is, at the end of the first season, he was standing on the rooftop thinking about jumping. Remember? Like, that's
yeah. He was like thinking about it. Yeah.
So the idea there is, like, he's starting to become a little bit more callous or careless with his own life. And that's why, like, something's gonna happen. Like, that's one of the prevailing theories. I really hope that the AI doctor gets her comeuppance. My dog Whit, my dog Dr. Whitaker, the tribal chief in training.
The bro who lives in the fucking well, he's not with what's her name again? The mean
Santos.
one. Yeah, Santos. Yeah.
He's we haven't they haven't confirmed whether or not he's still her roommate. But technically speaking, until they confirm, he still is.
Yeah, because like he was living inside the hospital. Which, by the way, how the fuck did no one catch that? Like, what's going on in the pit where they just have like this is why he was probably like when Dr. Roby's like, I need those extra rooms. I need more people on set. I need a payroll. He's like, no, don't do it. Please, Dr. Roby, please don't. This is all I have is this upstairs.
Yeah. I want to see what the Langdon redemption arc is going to be. That's going to be interesting for me.
That was kind of fucked up what he was doing though in the first season, man. Like I got pissed, dude, because like it kind of fucked up, and he was fucking up with other patients and stuff. Yeah. I got pissed at that.
And I'm really not looking forward to just because it's the pit. Like, we already know now something's going to start off okay, and then it's going to turn terrible. Like, I'm anticipating something serious happening to Louis, and I'm really hoping that's not going to be the case. I'm let's drain this man's fluid, get him the tooth shit, and get this man out of here. I don't want to see him.
Because it's based off the hours and stuff.
Yeah.
There's two that kind of got me really hard. When they thought they left the mom at the pit and stuff like that, because their daughter was like, the daughter's been so, and they're like, oh, this happens pretty often, where I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then it just turns out, oh, she fell asleep in the car. This was like the only time of quiet that she ever had. So she just fell asleep. It was like, oh, thank God she didn't ditch her. Because especially if you know what happens later in the season with the shooting and stuff, it's like, can you imagine that just grandma was in the way the whole time and all these dead bodies are coming and stuff? But then also the one with the baby, the little kid, that the air thing, like what was it? There was a kid. There was something like the kid had something allergic reaction or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was tough too, because or was it the kid drowned or something like that? Something like the kid's lungs weren't operating, and then the girl with her coloring book or something like that, she said like, oh, I just wanted to feel better. It's like, yeah, he done. Yeah, he gone.
It was a drowning. He tried to save her from a pool or something like that. Yeah, that one was tough.
I mean, there's a lot of tough scenes. Like the pit's not for the faint of heart. Like if you like or even too when the sister's like, Dad wouldn't want this. Dad wants to stay alive. Dad wants to stay alive. And then they're like, and then the Dr. Roby was like just telling him, we have to put this machine in, and it's not going to be good for him and stuff, blah blah blah. And then finally, after we're like, at 2 hours their time, 2 episodes our time, they're like, yeah, just pull the plug. I was like, damn, dude, that's wrong, bro.
The other one of the ones that got me was the scholar kid who overdoses on the phone.
Oh yeah, right. And then
the dad losing his mind. Like I honestly, like if that was me and my kid, like I honestly
dude,
how I'd react.
And then like afterwards, like that one girl, she ends up surviving and stuff from it, and then like she knows the kid and stuff, and then he starts blaming her. I'm like, damn, dude, that's That's like the emotions.
I'm hoping we get some resolution, or at least some more information about Robbie's relationship with like his son that's not his son.
Yeah,
I was pissed at him after.
Dude, how can you be pissed? He tried his best, bro.
Listen, I'm on Robbie's side. I'm on Robbie's side.
He stole so much blood to save this girl, man. Come on, man. Like, how are you gonna sit here and be mad at him, like, oh, you didn't do your best and stuff? And then poor Robbie had like the breakdown, dog. Like, that right there. I was like, if he does not win an award after this, like, because bro, that breakdown type of shit. I've experienced anxiety attacks. I know what that shit's like, man. And he played that to a fucking. I was like, bro, if he don't win an award after, because I felt that. I was like, bro, I've been in that situation where at a job, when my job got stressful at some points, and I'm just like there. I'm like freaking out, and I feel like I fucked up or I did something wrong, and I just have like the anxiety attack, and I just needed like a moment and stuff. Yeah. And like for him, it was like, everything was coming back because like the doctor that he looked up to died during COVID, and that's the one thing that they have with this show, bro. They can do prequels. They can do prequels with this. Right. They can do like the pit, the before the pit, or like the pit or something, like like
they can also do like the spin-offs of like the Night Shift crew.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Dude, the Night Shift doctor, he was one of my favorite characters, bro.
He's gonna be coming back. He was in the trailers. I'm interested to see why he had like it said police, but it also was like a army, like an OCP army uniform. That's I'm interested to see that.
No, that's probably because when the front desk lady got punched in the last season.
Dana, the charge nurse.
That's true. We already did the season 1 pre. See, I don't even watch it. I got this in my head, dude. You just have to remind me of certain shit, and I'm like, bah, 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 bah. Like, I love the pit. It's
that show is so good.
I tell my friends that are med drama freaks, I go, yo, you guys got to watch it. I don't say you watch the pit. You got to clock into the pit. And they go say, well, why do you clock in? You know what I love about that show? The way they shoot it, it actually makes you feel like you're first person, like and like you're looking over the shoulder, or you're like one of the doctors helping out. It's like you're like a fly on the wall. It's just like you're just like, because there's other med drama shows, but they do it where it's like more cinematic. Like House doesn't have this. It's like we're just focused on House and stuff like that. This one, it's like you're like you feel like you're sitting at the desk and you're listening to Dr. Robbie talk to Dr. Santos about something, and you're just like, oh, that's crazy and stuff like that, like. And then
Robbie's like technically the main character, but he doesn't like, it feels much more ensemble.
Yeah, no, he's the main character, but the camera's never like it's never like just like on him the whole time. It's like like placed in a certain area where it's like, oh, you just feel like you're watching this happening as an observer. Like, it's not like the only time it's really on him is like when he's on the roof about to like jump, or when he has the mental health breakdown. Everything else is just kind of like, like it's just like. It's just the way it's shot. I love it. It's not like Dr. House where it's like always on Dr. House, and then like all the other characters are like, yeah, who cares about you guys? So,
yeah, I'm gonna message Sid and see what he wants to see, if he wants to do anything like that.
Yeah, if he's down with it, because I'll talk about the pit, bro, for sure.
Yeah, because I just started talking to him about different shows that I was planning on watching.
He doesn't have to watch if he's cool with just you and I doing it.
Yeah, no, he's generally cool. Yeah, I think he'll be fine with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he doesn't want to watch it, just a suggestion. If you want to do TV shows, since our NFL stuff are going to be ending and stuff, we can pick up a TV show that we both like.
Yeah, because I finished the Netflix just put out a version of Agatha Christie's 7 Dials. I watched that, and I'm gonna do a review for that. And then what was it? What was I just talking about? Copenhagen Test. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 2-parter.
Yeah, Copenhagen Test.
That was 8 episodes. I'm gonna do the first 4 and the last 4, and that was a pretty good show. That was a good show as well. So, and he knows like I'm gonna be doing those solo. So like if he doesn't mind, if he's like fine with me doing it solo, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine with you in there. So
with the pit, I'll be there then for the pit. I'll be in the pit. We'll be clocking in for the pit. We gotta clock in. We ain't watching the pit. You ain't tuning in. You clocking in.
I'm gonna tell you, Colin, you said that. That's gonna be
that's what you say. If you're a Pit fan, you say you clocking into the pit. You're not just watching the pit. You clocking in.
You should know she is just because like she's not here. She was working tonight, but she's heard you in the background doing the "what the fuck is this" so many times that like she now from time to time will say it like that in that way.
The fuck is this? It's not my catchphrase, but I feel like it is because people will literally like when they meet me or they hear me do it. They do it in my cadence, and I don't know how I do it, but I do. Yeah, exactly. Like one of my coworkers will now go, "The fuck is this?" when I'm around and stuff, and like, so this was funny. He did that, and then my one manager, she goes, "Did you pick that up from Chase?" And he goes, "How did you know?" And he goes, "That's like Chase's thing. He just says that when he's annoyed with something or whatever, right?" And I'm like, and he's like, "Yeah." And then he told me that, and I was like, "Great. I'm just known as the fuck is this guy?" Like, yeah, like it's stuff. So I was like, man, but like, yeah, it's catchy. Romeo does it too. Like you'll hear Romeo sometimes if you guys watch True Heat when he's like, "The fuck is this?" Like he does now. The fuck is this? He doesn't say the fuck is this. He goes, "The fuck is this?" Like, the way I say it, but it's just how I say it. It's stuff. So I don't care. I make fun of myself all the time. I always tell people I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm the most useful tool. That's a good one, right? I thought of that on top of my head.
And on that note, remember, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves and each other. We will catch you all later. And next time we see you guys, we'll know who is in Super Bowl 60. Exciting times.
Yeah, man, no one's gonna watch, not me.